Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
So 6 Alabama cities have removed fluoride from their drinking water over the last couple of years. And guess what? Hasn't gone great. Yeah, that's right. They've done some studies, and what they found is in those areas, you are seeing more tooth decay amongst young people. And in fact, they went even further than this and said that they looked at kids' teeth who were seniors in high school or in high school versus kids who are in the lower grades, and they see some real impact in the quality of teeth and the amount of tooth decay. So maybe the city of Madison and other cities should think a little bit about this. Dental experts are arguing this is a bad idea because it will increase cavities, especially amongst young children. And you are seeing a little bit of a pushback from this. This was all very, very, very haphazardly done in Madison. Hopefully they'll reverse course, although it doesn't appear that that's what they're going to do.
Number 6.
United States Senator Tommy Tuberville came to the defense of Secretary of State Marco Rubio after some absurdly contentious hearings last week. And they were having conversations about the stuff going on involving Kilmar Abrego Garcia and others. And I thought Rubio handled himself pretty good. The senator from Maryland, who, of course, the Maryland man, yeah, he handled him pretty good as well. He said that he was embarrassed to have voted for him. And Marco Rubio said, well, I guess I'm just having a pretty good job there. And I think we could all back that up. I think Marco Rubio's been doing a fantastic job putting forth the agenda worldwide that Donald Trump voters voted for. And that was Tommy Tuberville's argument. Tommy Tuberville's argument was basically, this is the agenda that the American people voted for. This is the America First agenda, and Marco Rubio is supporting that. So good on him.
Number 5.
There is a Moms for Liberty event in North Alabama. And of course, the usual suspects are very, very upset about this, mostly because U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, is coming into the area. Now, this crowd, which I saw gathering on Reddit, suggested they were going to show up and throw tomatoes at her or garbage or other things, flip-flops, I believe, as well. But it looks like at least all the folks on Reddit have decided they are maybe not going to do that after all. But either way, Moms for Liberty is having this event next month, and it looks like they're not backing down on this, even though the mob and the media seem to want to make it to where Marjorie Taylor Greene can't come here. Again, they want to keep her from speaking. Why is that? If they don't like her, just let her talk, speak out against it. But these threats and stuff they're doing, yeah, whatever. They're not really going to actually do anything. They're going to be a counter protest, and it's going to be kind of lame.
Number 4.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is following a ruling from the Supreme Court in Louisiana that could very well impact what happens here in the great state of Alabama. That ruling was on redistricting, and you got to remember, this whole thing is about judges deciding, nope, we don't like that, nope, we don't like that, nope, we don't like that, and basically redrawing congressional districts to best fit Democrats. I mean, that's really what it is. You cannot make any other argument. That is what this is all about, is how do we draw districts as good as we can for Democrats. Here's what Marshall said. He said, quote, "We've had a decision as recently in the last couple of weeks out of the 8th Circuit that has concluded in a majority decision there that there's no private right of action under the Voting Rights Act. In fact, if that becomes the law of the land across the United States, right now it's limited to the 8th Circuit. That would have a dramatic impact on Alabama's case because we have private parties that are pursuing action right now." So they're basically arguing, you don't have a right to just say, I don't like this, so I'm going to sue. And that's what's happened, and that's how the districts got redrawn. If I'm Shamari Figures, I think maybe my seat ain't all that safe.
Number 3.
A 10-foot alligator almost attacked a young girl, allegedly. That is information that was given to me firsthand. This isn't like telephone, tell a friend stuff. This is firsthand information that was given to me that a 10-foot alligator almost attacked a young girl in a South Huntsville neighborhood. That alligator was euthanized, and believe it or not, the defenders came to social media, specifically my Facebook page, to defend the alligator and accuse me of lying. Yes, they're out there defending the integrity of a 10-foot alligator that allegedly went out and attempted to bite a child. I don't care why it did it, what its reasoning was, or any of that stuff. Not going to take the side of the alligator. If it's encroaching on where humans are living now, even though the alligator may have been there first, which it wasn't, I don't care. It's a prehistoric killing machine, and it has to die.
Number 2.
Oh, here we go. No surprise here. A construction worker claimed that ICE wrongfully detained him at his job. He claimed it was about his real ID, and that's why they detained him, because they didn't believe the ID was real. The Trump administration says, hold on one second, that's not what actually happened here. He obstructed an arrest. That's why he was actually detained and then released. But we know how the media and their Democrats operate on these things. They want to actually pretend that anyone, anywhere who is here illegally is somehow virtuous and wonderful, so nobody who associates with them should be punished. Not the employers, not the people who are trying to stop them from being arrested. Nobody, because if you're here illegally, you are, in fact, a virtuous and loving human being, an Alabama man, if you will, and you shall not be held accountable for breaking the law. In fact, we should apologize to you and maybe give you some money. So, yeah, they're defending illegals, and they're defending the people who defend the people who are illegal. So there we go.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
All right, this should come as no surprise. Donald Trump is out there saying negative things on a holiday. I don't know how many times we have to do this. I believe we've seen this on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and on Easter, where Donald Trump has come out and said negative things about his political opponents, mostly to draw their fire. And each and every time, guess what happens? He draws their fire. They get all upset. He laughs, and everyone else moves on about their business in a couple of days. But we get a couple days of, oh my God, it was Memorial Day. Can you believe that Donald Trump X, Y, and Z? And I would say, yes, I believe that very much, because he regularly does this. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left mind, who allowed 21 million illegal people to enter our country, many of them being criminals and the mentally insane, through an open border that only an incompetent president would approve, and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers, drug dealers, rapists, gang members, and release prisoners from all over the world in our country so they can rob, murder, and rape again, all protected by these USA-hating judges who suffered from an ideology that is sick and is very dangerous for our country. Now, again, once I saw Happy Memorial Day, I knew we were heading in the wrong direction. But Donald Trump does this all the time, so I don't know why anyone is surprised by it, but they're still pretending that they are, in fact, very surprised by this, which I just don't have the energy for. So they can pout, and they can whine, and they can be upset about this. This is who he is, even though I'd prefer it not be who he is on days like Memorial Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, or Easter, but it's who he is, and let's not act surprised. Now, again, I remind people, you can have a problem with what he's doing, okay? But you can't act like you don't understand it, okay? Well, let's just make that as clear as possible, because we all understand exactly what's going on here. And by the way, he's right. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right, because this is a guy who, and let's be clear on this, this is a guy who we should all understand is going to speak his mind at all times, and the more angry people get about it, the more he is going to do it, okay? So if he does it on Memorial Day, that's not much of a surprise. Again, wish he wouldn't, but again, tell me where he's wrong. I don't think you can. 866-494-WVNN. You can jump in there with a text to get your thoughts in here as well. Maybe get a question in for 10 with him. There's an easy way to do that as well. So please help yourself there. You can also email us.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. That's on the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox. You can jump in there as well. It is all very simple, and we will continue this morning right now.
Get WBNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.